Yes, let's concentrate on what happens on the pitch as opposed to the manufacturing off the pitch. And I wonder what Claudio Ranieri, who will undoubtedly be watching this game, wherever he is tonight, he'll be watching this game, and what did he think about that banner to the right? Naughty in my view. Right, these are the two lineups in full. First of all, Leicester City. The goalkeeper is Schmeichel. Then the defence, Simpson, Morgan the captain, who has a yellow card against his name, so he was suspension, and Fuchs, the left back. Then Ndidi and Drinkwater, the holding players in midfield, flanked by Mahrez on the right, Albright on the left, and then up front, Okazaki in support of Vardy. Sevilla, holders of the Europa League for the last 3 seasons, that's on record. Their goalkeeper is Rico. Their 3-man central defensive partnership, Mercado, Pareja and Rami. Then 4 across midfield. On the right, Sarabia. On the left, Escudero. And between them, Iborra, and a player that we know very well in England, Nzonzi. Then ahead of that 4, 2, Vitolo and Nasri, on loan from Manchester City. And up front, Ben Yedder. Very different formation, Danny.
Yeah, it is. The danger, Nasri, Vitolo, they certainly have players. Who's going to pick them up, in that midfield area? Ben Yedder will try and occupy Morgan and Hoop, and then you've got Nasri and Vitolo just behind that. Are they going to force back Drinkwater and Ndidi and peg them back? That's going to be the difficulty. Simpson and Fuchs, a lot of responsibility on them to get forward in this formation.
Well, the start of the game promises to be vital, because we'll see then the intensity with which Leicester City play this game. Leicester all in blue, defending the end to our right in the first half, and Sevilla, white shirts, white shorts and red socks.
I'll tell you how they're going to start it. Look, you've got Vardy, Albrighton on this side lined up. They're going to stick the ball right over top of the right back and get after it.
And there goes that anticipated pass to the left side. Vardy jumped, appealed that he was being pushed a little bit, but he wasn't. The ball was out of play, and it's a throw into Sevilla. Vardy still arguing with the referee from Italy. He's Daniel Ossato. So, to remind you, stating the obvious because that's critical, Sevilla lead 2-1 after the first leg. Vardy's away goal, we hope, will be critical. The Sevilla, having taken the throw in, and Nzonzi plays it towards the left-hand side, and then the pass on wasn't firmly hit enough, but it's taken up by Sevilla again. On the far side, Vitello loses the ball rather cheaply, and it's cleared by Morgan, the Leicester captain. De Mahrez on the far side, Leicester right. Mahrez just cuts back into his own half, and then rather cheaply lost the ball. Endeavours to win it back and does so, playing it to Morgan. Morgan quickly forward towards Vardy, and then it's hit out of play. Throwing on the far side of the field. Vardy gives the last touch, throwing to Sevilla. Escudero to take it. He's about 5 yards over the halfway line, launching it down the left flank for Sevilla. Knocked forward by Leicester City, headed forward by Mercado. Leicester collect possession again. It's a little bit quick, the opening, but that will probably suit Leicester City. Ball play to Albright down the left-hand side. Left for Fuchs. Fuchs plays it forward, hits a Sevilla player, and it's out of play. And we're seeing Sampioli out in the technical area. He was suspended from the touchline in the first game. Kept seeing, when I was watching the game on television, kept seeing his image up in an executive box, watching, animated like a television set. Now we can see him in real life on the touchline. Here's Fuchs with a throw in for Leicester City. Now it's level with the edge of the Sevilla penalty area. 2 minutes gone here at the King Power Stadium. Fuchs can get considerable distance on these throws. Here he comes, and he launches it into the penalty area. It's headed away. The referee immediately spotted some pushing. I think the guilty party was Ndidi, and it's a free kick to Sevilla.
That's going to be dangerous though for Sevilla. Fuchs launches that ball in. It's very, very flat, the throw-in. Difficult to defend against. And Ndidi was steaming in and just caught Rami. And again, sometimes it's not that bad to give away a foul early on. From now on, Rami will be thinking, he'll be looking.
I think Huth was actually the major offender there, but
I think they all tumbled in. Might have been a little bit of contact, forearm, whatever it was. It's just, letting them know. Oh, and actually, I tell you what, I've just seen a replay. That's a bad one.
Yeah, I thought so too, from Huth. Using his arm. Anyway, well, he got away with that. He won't get away with another one. And remember, as I said, a booking tonight, he's suspended. Oh, here's a chance for Sevilla. Into the penalty area. Shot driven towards the near post. Blocked by the left arm of Schmeichel.
Great move from Sevilla. Really quick, intricate passing around the 18-yard box. Nasri got his shot away, but Schmeichel did very, very well. Down to his left-hand side, a really good save.
Strong arm from the Dane. The corner's taken short. And Nasri plays it in. And Sevilla have the ball down the right flank, and it's swung in the cross, left-footed towards the far post. It took a deflection, but it was a deflection off a Sevilla player. Despite Sevilla's protest, it's a goal kick.
I think Huth's going to be in trouble. Having seen that again, it's a blatant elbow, into the face area. Just seeing the save again from Schmeichel. Really strong left arm. Did very, very well to get that behind. But on the Huth incident, it's a clear elbow, isn't it? There's nowhere near the ball. You can't say he's jumping for it. I can see there being retrospective action for that.
So he might be suspended whether or not he picks up a yellow card tonight, depending on what UEFA's attitude is to that challenge. Early on in the game here at the King Power Stadium, we played 4 minutes, 0-0 between Leicester City and Sevilla. Sevilla have the ball on the far side of the field. It's with Vitola. He knocks it back, and Nzonzi plays it to the left side to Escudero. And now it's with the back three. Forward to Escudero again. And he just dinks the ball into Mahrez, and it's out for a throw-in to Sevilla, 10 yards short of the halfway line. It's a noisy atmosphere, as we expected. But to be fair to the away fans, have created quite an atmosphere of their own. Down the far side of the field. Mahrez in towards Okazaki, intercepted by Nzonzi. Nzonzi gets the ball back from a colleague, and he plays it securely to his left to Rani. Rani hits it straight out of play though.
Now we've got to remember as well, one goal is enough for Leicester. There is no panic. They don't have to go and score in the first 5 minutes. Doesn't matter if they bide their time, as long as they keep a clean sheet, stay in the game. Nicking it late on will not be a problem. This is not a Barcelona where they've got to go out and score 6 and they've got to really chase the game. They can afford to keep it tight, play on the counter-attack. First and foremost, get to half-time without conceding. That has to be one of their priorities.
Sevilla had the ball midway inside their own half. There was a challenge on Vardy. Vardy rolled over, but it wasn't a foul. And now Sevilla break down the right-hand side. Sevilla have it with Sarabia. Sarabia wins a throw-in. 2 wide players in that 4-man midfield. Sarabia on the right, Escudero on the left. So the throw to be taken now by Mercado, one of the central defenders. He's well up inside the Leicester half. Wasn't the best of throw-ins, and is cleared by Albright away towards the far side of the field. Vardy jumps for the ball, wins it with his head. Now there are 3 Sevilla players around him, and one of them gets in a challenge and puts it out of play for a throw-in, but the efforts of Vardy richly applauded by the Leicester fans.
That's such a relief as a group of defenders when just a long, hopeful ball from Brighton pumped up the pitch. Vardy gets to it first, forces the challenge, and they win a throw-in midway inside the Sevilla half. Takes all the pressure off the Leicester team.
Here's Mahrez to Vardy, and then was there a foul on Mahrez? No, he went down, but no free kick awarded by the Italian referee, and it's cleared by the goalkeeper Rico of Sevilla. A header on into the centre circle, where it's met by Fuchs, and Fuchs sweeps it back fully 50 yards to Kasper Schmeichel, who already has made one very important save. He made some excellent saves, not least from the penalty kick in Seville. Okazaki in the far side now, level with the edge of the Sevilla penalty area. Lots of white shirts around him. He does get a cross in. I think he was hoping for a deflection behind for a corner. He didn't get it. It's a goal kick.
This is going to be difficult for Sevilla. Yes, I know they've played an awful lot of European football, 2-legged football. They're vastly experienced, very, very good, but they are not used to playing a team like this, that is happy to concede possession, plays at such a high tempo, closes them down, is strong, is aggressive, plays long balls over the top. this is something different for them, and this again is a different Leicester team, pretty much to what we saw in the first leg as well, in terms of attitude.
I don't think there's another team in La Liga that plays anywhere like with the intensity that Leicester City perform with. Sevilla have the ball on the far side of the field, halfway inside the Leicester half, and then Ndidi gets a challenge in, wins the ball, plays it forward to Okazaki, just short of the halfway line. Okazaki crowded out by lots of white shirts though, loses possession, and it's back with Nzonzi. He looks an immense figure in that Sevilla midfield, you know, tall, muscular. Here he is again, played for Stoke and some Blackburn and Stoke rather, and well, many surprised that he didn't stay on in the English Premier League. We might yet see him again. Excellent midfielder. Now it's with Sevilla on the near side of the field with Iborra. Iborra plays it back to the goalkeeper Rico, and quickly out it goes to Pareca. Pareca with Rami to his left. Pareca just slides the ball to the halfway line. That was a poor pass back though, put Nzonzi under pressure, and it's going to be a free kick to Leicester. That was poor from Sevilla.
It was brilliant from Jamie Vardy. Just as the ball was played in to Nzonzi, just nicked ahead in front of him, just toes that ball away. Nzonzi doesn't see him coming because he's coming back from a deep position from behind him, and Nzonzi's going to play the pass. He just catches Vardy, you know, and suddenly now Leicester have the opportunity to put the ball into the box.
This is the Vardy I saw last season, an absolute pest for any defender. Now the free kick's a long way out from goal, over 40 yards, but they've got Morgan up in the penalty area and Huth. There it's driven in low. Okazaki controls it inside the penalty. It turns, shoots, hits a defender, rebounds high in the air, well away from the goal area. And there's a barge on the far side of the field. Is that not a free kick? Oh, I'm surprised at that. I thought Mare should have got a free kick there.
I think you're right, Alan. I mean, yes, the ball was in playing distance, but it just barged him out of the way. There's a difference between shoulder to shoulder and a shove, and I think that was the latter.
Sevilla with a throw-in. We played 10 minutes here at the King Power Stadium. 0-0 it is at the moment. That would suit the Spanish side. Leicester have to score. Here's Okazaki. Okazaki slips it to the left side, and Fuchs. Albrighton makes a run forward. The pass was aimed at Albrighton, but it was cut out by the defender, and it's out of play for a throw into Leicester. But the swiftness of that move, the intensity with which Leicester played the ball forward, just made the crowd rise and the noise rise, and now they've won a corner.
And just listen to that crowd. Every opportunity really getting behind this Leicester side. They've just got to keep calm heads, not get over carried away with the adrenaline, with the emotion. So when that chance comes, they've got to have that little bit of composure.
Albrighton to take the corner from this near side. That's the Leicester left in the first half. He's going to play it right-footed. There it goes in towards Morgan and towards Ndidi. Headed away. Shot driven in. Oh, I thought that hit a Leicester player, but he's still onside, is he? Oh, he's allowed it, Albrighton, to go out or play for a corner? That was strange. Why didn't he control it? Maybe he thought he was going to be in an offside position.
It's gone out for a throw-in as well.
A throw-in?
Pretty sure it's a throw-in.
That can be the only explanation. He thought he was offside.
Yeah, it must have done. I mean, not quite sure who it hit on the way through. It was a little bit like pinball.
Yes.
As Drinkwater fired it in.
So Fuchs with a throw-in, and we know he throws long. Here he comes, up to the touchline. Oh, it's a great throw. It's like, more like a corner, glanced off a Leicester head, but it should be cleared in the far side of the field by Sevilla. The ball's just to the left of their penalty area. Rami plays it forward. That's good play in the defence for Sevilla. And now dinked in the direction of Nzonzi. Nzonzi caresses the pass forward first time, but the target didn't control the ball. That was Sarabia, and Leicester have it back. Here's Ndidi, back to Simpson, and now Huth. Just to repeat, Huth very fortunate in the early minutes of this game, clearly used an elbow on a defender, and it wasn't spotted by the referee. There might be repercussions for that. Sevilla had the ball, at least they had the ball, but Leicester press and win it back. It's with Fuchs. Fuchs overhits that pass forward, well beyond Drinkwater. Vardy dives in. It's a slightly risky challenge to me, but it's cleared upfield, and again the crowd responds to Vardy's intensity. Elsewhere in League One, latest scores: Chesterfield 1, Peterborough 1, Gillingham 0, Bolton 1, and Coventry 0, Southend 1. Throw in for Fuchs to take, 15 yards over the halfway line, down the Leicester left, inside Sevilla territory. Fuchs sees Okazaki run towards him, throws the ball over Okazaki's head, one bounce in the penalty area, and it's through harmlessly enough to Rico, the goalkeeper.
Sevilla are clearly a little bit rattled at the moment. They're just trying to regain some sort of composure, but they're struggling. They're forcing the goalkeeper to kick it long. They're certainly not used to doing that. They don't have big players up front. Leicester are doing everything right at the moment.
Okazaki, neat header to Drinkwater find Albrighton, but Albrighton's attempted return pass hit the defender, and it's out of play for a throw in to Leicester again, just over the halfway line. Fuchs standing in front of the Argentine coach Sampioli of Sevilla. Fuchs gets the ball back and he plays it back to Morgan. Now it's with Simpson on the far side of the field. That's the Leicester right. Forward to Mahrez back to Simpson, and Simpson just lobs it forward in the direction of Okazaki, chested away by the defender Rami, and various people are upset with the monitor in front of me. I don't quite know what's wrong. But what we're doing is we're getting the Leicester match in a small picture, but we're getting team lineups from another Champions League game tonight.
The problem is about 3 minutes behind, Alan.
Oh, that's
the issue.
Yeah, well, I find that with monitors. That's why, frankly, I very rarely look at them. So distracting. What isn't distracting is the scoreline. Leicester 0, Sevilla 0, and we played a quarter of an hour here at the King Power Stadium. A draw, a 0-0 draw, will not be enough for Leicester. No draw will be enough. They've got to get ahead. They've got to throw it on the halfway line. Simpson throws it towards Okazaki, comes back to Ndidi. Ndidi plays it to Mahrez, who plays it to Ndidi once more. The challenge came in, and the assistant, who was only a couple of yards away, decided it came off Ndidi last, and the throw-in is awarded to Sevilla, who take it and throw it long towards Vitola. Vitola running through the middle, and well, that was a fair it's not a fair challenge, actually. The referee didn't make it obvious that he was awarding a free kick against Ndidi, but then he pointed to the turf. Despite the Leicester complaints, it is a free kick.
I mean, it's probably just outside shooting distance. You know, it's 12 yards outside, it's 30 plus yards out from goal on the angle. Have to be something very, very special. Although it's interesting, there's a group of 5 Sevilla players around the ball, all discussing what they're going to do. Is this going to be some very clever training ground move that they can come up with?
Well, Samir Nasri is one of those players around the ball at the moment, and then there are 4 rather muscular Sevilla players lurking in the Leicester penalty area. It's slightly to the left of the D as Sevilla look at it, so it could be Sarabia or it could be Nasri. They're still waiting. I think the referee hasn't determined that the Leicester wall is fully 10 yards back. He's drawn the line now.
He's just telling them to keep the hands down as well, Alan. That's what he's telling them to do.
Here comes the free kick, and it's hit over the crossbar.
And he's tried to curl that over top of the wall, Rami. I mean, he's had 2 steps from 30 plus yards. That's never going in.
No, not a chance. Thankfully for Leicester. But Sevilla, from the goal kick, have possession again. Escudero plays it back to Rami, and Rami plays it to his right, to Pareja, back to the goalkeeper, Rico, and Rico sweeps it upfield in the direction of his colleagues, but it was knocked back by Leicester, and now it's back to Rico. Do you think that the impetus that Leicester had in the opening minutes, Danny, has largely dispersed?
No, I think it's still there. They're still forcing the goalkeeper to kick long. I think Leicester must have majority
Nasri's
of
getting
possession.
Here. And Nasri sort of lashed out as indeed took the ball away from him, and Samir Nasri has been booked.
And I think that's the frustration.
Oh, is it Nasri or Vitola?
It was Nasri that got booked.
Yeah, I thought so.
It's just that frustration that those playmakers, those players used to have an awful lot of the ball, but they just can't get it, and he just swipes the back of his legs. It's a blatant kick. The referee's got no option to book him, and that's because they are rattled. Leicester are having more possession. The only worry for Leicester is they're good players. If they beat that high press, that very intense press and get beyond that first line, Vardy, Okazaki, Albrighton, then they've got one or two problems, because then they've got players with quality that can turn and run at you.
Nasri not threatened with suspension because of that yellow card, though two of his colleagues are on yellow cards tonight. The free kick taken, aimed at Ndidi, headed away by Sevilla, and Sevilla clear once more. Then Simpson knocks it forward. Mahrez in a central position, finds Ndidi, slips the ball to his right, to Simpson. Simpson crosses deep into the penalty. Goalkeeper comes making an absolute mess of it, but I don't think Albrighton was anticipating that the keeper wouldn't get a proper punch clear and wasn't ready to take advantage of it. Leicester keep the ball in play though. Albrighton to Fuchs. Fuchs back here's the ball to Albrighton again. Steps away from the challenge, and then he overhits the cross well beyond Mahrez and collies inside the penalty area, and it's behind for the goal kick.
Sevilla definitely rattled. Sergio Rico came out flat completely at that. I think Albrighton was expecting him to get a touch, but he missed it. But then again, this is the problem. Albrighton then had a decent opportunity to cross the ball unopposed, put it into the box, and he just got a little bit carried away with the emotion. A little bit too much adrenaline, put the ball in, too much pace, maybe a little bit too early, didn't pick anybody out, and the cross was wasted.
You're listening to 5 Live in the BBC. We played 19 minutes at the King Power Stadium, and it's still Leicester 0, Sevilla 0. Leicester have got 55% of the possession so far, but not really a proper attempt on goal. Don't forget, tomorrow night, the commentary comes from the south of France. It's Manchester City away to Monaco. Technically, it's not the south of France, it's Monaco, but you know what I mean. City
technically Monte Carlo.
Yes, you know what I mean. Manchester City hold a 2-goal lead, but remember, Monaco claimed 3 away goals in the first leg. Still work to be done there. Ball's out of play. Throw in on the far side for Leicester. There might have been a free kick awarded for the challenge on Okazaki, but there wasn't. So Simpson to take the throw in, and Ndidi goes close. Simpson still waits. Now Mahrez is on that far flank. The throw goes to Okazaki, heads it infield towards Vardy, and then it's headed away and out of play by Rami. Another throw into Leicester, but they gained about 20 yards. Near that Sevilla penalty area, to our left. Brilliantly floodlit pitch here at the King Power Stadium, and the atmosphere is as good as we anticipated. Though, to be fair, look at that. Those thousands of Sevilla fans in the far left-hand corner, they're making a big racket as well. The ball chipped towards Vardy. Vardy headed it to one side but didn't find a blue shirt, and now Sevilla on the counter-attack here. Will the ball sit down? It does sit down. Sarabia with a shot. Keeper Schmeichel had it covered, and it's wide.
Schmeichel left it, but that's the danger for Leicester. I said, if they beat that press and they get in behind players, run at them, that's when they're very, very dangerous. He just choked his shot, didn't really catch it as well as he wanted to, and just dragged it wide. It just goes to show how quickly Sevilla are able to break as well.
You should be saying that Leicester haven't had a chance yet, but Schmeichel's already made one good save, and he was very close to having to make another good save there. Sevilla are a threat. Here's Nzonzi heading the ball back into his penalty area to goalkeeper Rico. Scorelines from elsewhere: Chesterfield 1, Peterborough 2, Gillingham 0, Bolton 2. They're in League 1. Then in League 2, Blackpool are leading Stevenage 1-0. Just take my eyes away from the pitch. There's the challenge on Albrighton. No, it wasn't Albrighton.
Challenge on Danny Simpson.
Yeah.
Who's about to get booked.
Right, okay. Portsmouth 1, Grimsby 0, and Wickham 1, Plymouth 0. Sevilla had possession down the right side, but the ball trundles out of play, and it's going to be thrown. Simpson's back on his feet, and I thought
the referee was going to book him for a dive. I think he's found himself maybe a little bit fortunate. He threw himself to the ground. Not quite sure how much contact there was.
Well, we're getting a replay of it now.
Made a real dramatic dive to the floor.
Nothing.
Looked like
no contact.
He tried, and the referee called it, and that's why I'm surprised that he hasn't gone back and booked Danny Simpson.
That, unfortunately, we have to say, merited a booking for the full-back for Leicester. Now Drinkwater heads it back to Morgan, the captain. Morgan slips it away to the far side. Mahrez dinked out of that challenge. in possession on the far side of the field with Sevilla. They've only got Ben Yedder inside the penalty area at the moment, but lots of white shirts in attacking positions. Nasri has the ball. Back to Nzonzi. Chip toward Ben Yedder, who heads it on. That's running out of play, and it'll be a throw-in to Leicester City deep inside their own half.
We're halfway through this first half. He said Leicester started brightly, lots of pace, lots of energy, closing people down. But Sevilla, it's almost like they've weathered that initial storm.
I think so.
Now, the next 20 minutes are going to be crucial. I think Sevilla will have a little bit more possession, maybe start to play a little bit more football, and Leicester have just got to concentrate, get themselves to half-time, still at 0-0. That'll be a big bonus for them.
Fuchs drives the ball into the Sevilla half, where only Vardy was representing Leicester, and not surprisingly the defenders pick up possession. He's with Rami just a yard outside his own penalty area, drives it towards the right side towards Mercado. Mercado loses it rather cheaply. Albrighton collects, finds Ndidi, back to Fuchs, forward to Albrighton again, hard by this left-hand touchline, plays a 1-2 with Okazaki, and now Ndidi to Fuchs, and they create a little bit of space. Fuchs now sweeps the ball in towards the edge of the penalty area. Careful header away though by Sevilla, and it's taken up by Samir Nasri, who's the one player who has been booked tonight. He's robbed of possession by Drinkwater, and now it's played to Mahrez. Mahrez tried to flick it past the defender and rush onto his own pass, so to speak, but the pass went out of play and it's a throw into Sevilla.
I think Mahrez just lost his bearings. He was a little bit too close to the touchline to try and go round the outside of the defender. That little flick the outside of his left foot just put it straight into touch.
Throw-in is taken, and it's now to play again, but this time the throw-in is going to Leicester City, just on the halfway line. Left for Simpson to take. Leicester 0, Sevilla 0 here on 5 Live. 25 minutes played here at the King Power Stadium. Okazaki tried desperately to win that ball, but lost out, and Sevilla caressed the ball back to the edge of their own penalty area. Not looking in any great hurry at the moment. Pareca knocks it forward to the halfway line, where it was met by Fuchs, taken up by Drinkwater. Fuchs again onto Albrighton, and now to Vardy down the left side. Fuchs is available. Vardy keeps possession, cuts inside two defenders. He won't be the third though. Oh, well, he went down, and I'm not sure that was a free kick. He's got a free kick.
Zabora that came in. Vardy did well because he was looking for it. He knew the challenge was coming. Not convinced. There was a great deal of contact, but it's Vardy's pace chasing people down. I mean, does he just toe the ball away?
He towed the ball away, and then he left his legs up.
It's not a foul.
It's not a foul. No, it's not.
It pushes his leg into Zabora and then throws himself dramatically to the ground. Great for Leicester, but if we're being honest, I think Zabora is very, very unfortunate.
So the free kick is a couple of yards from the edge of the Sevilla penalty area, left side as Leicester look at it. Mahrez has come across. Albrighton's there as well. Morgan and Huth wait, lurking towards the far post. Referee from Italy steps back. Two-man wall from Sevilla. Not much to beat there. It's the other defenders that have to be beaten. Mahrez sweeps the ball into the far post. Chance, and it's into the net! And it's into the net! Off the captain, Morgan! I don't know whether he meant to head it past the goalkeeper or whether the ball just ricocheted off him. Either way, it's into the net. Leicester have the lead, and now they have the advantage in terms of the 2-2 scoreline.
Well, it's a good job he's got the biggest thighs on the planet, because that just hits his thigh and rebounds into the back of the net. He has no idea. It comes through a crowd of players. The defender is very, very close to him. Hits his thigh. Big thighs that he's got, and rebounds into the back of the net. I mean, very contentious free kick in the first place, but what a start for Leicester. Absolutely outstanding. That's exactly what they needed.
He sort of wafted his right knee in the direction of the ball, but I don't think he knew much about that.
No, he didn't know an awful lot about that. That hits the inside of his thigh and manages to squeeze in at the far post. But we have to talk about, and if we're honest, the free kick. Yes, Jamie Vardy won it, threw himself to the ground. Yes, brilliant for Leicester fans. But if we're fair, if we're honest, if that's a foreign player, we're going absolutely berserk.
We'd be giving hell. You've got to be honest, folks. We want Leicester to win this. We want Leicester to go through. But Vardy bought that free kick. Here's Vardy again, approaching the Sevilla penalty. A couple of step overs. Now he plays it in, hits the defender, and that should be cleared by Sevilla. Elsewhere in England, in League One, Coventry 0, Southend 2 now. Walsall 0, Fleetwood 1. And in League 2, Notts County are 1-0 up at Doncaster, and it's Colchester leading Mansfield 1-0.
But this is the Leicester we've seen of last season, isn't it? And the last two games. Completely different intensity than what they've played all season long.
Sevilla, no, they're only a goal away from taking command again. Aggregate score is 2-2. Vardy's away goal gives Leicester the advantage. But Sevilla have now a corner. And looking to piling players forward. Who's staying back? I'm not sure anybody's going to stay back for this.
So finely poised, this game.
And ironically, of course, with so many players in white shirts inside the penalty area, the corner was taken short to Nasri. Now it's played into the box towards the far post. Header down. Okazaki with an overhead kick. The clear. I think the referee's blowing his whistle anyway for something. No, changed his mind. Sevilla collect possession on the far side of the field. And now, are they going to get a meaningful cross into the penalty area? It's deep towards the far post. And Zonzi jumped, missed it, but it's headed behind for a corner.
I mean, this game is going to be so tense all the way, because even if Leicester score next, doesn't make a huge deal of difference, doesn't it? If
Sevilla goal
goes to extra time.
Yeah. Corner taken short again to Nasri. Nasri plays it in short. Now it's hit wide again to Sarabia. Sarabia on his left foot. Terrible cross from him. Lucky to get the ball back, but he beats Mahrez now. Can he cross with his right foot? He can. Towards the far post, towards Nzonzi. It's in and around that penalty spot, but it's cooked and hit high away by Leicester City. They need to get players out of the penalty area. Ball's back on the edge of the box, and the shot driven into the side netting. That was wasted by Ben Yedder. It's a goal kick to Leicester.
I mean, it's just going to be a real cup tie, isn't it? You feel now that it's going to be end to end. This sort of plays into Leicester's hands. The Sevilla now have to come out. They have to attack. They have to really have a go at Leicester. And that's what Leicester did all last season. Allow teams come onto them, bang, hit them on the counter-attack.
Aren't you glad you're listening to 5 Live? Intense little affair this between Leicester and Sevilla. Leicester leading 1-0. The aggregate score is now 2-2, but Leicester have the advantage of the away goal. We played a third of the game tonight. It might prove to be only a quarter of the game if we need extra time. Here's Mahrez coming forward. Oh, Mahrez should have found two colleagues, Vardy and Albrighton, who were to his right. He didn't find either of them. And then there's a foul by Okazaki trying to win the ball back. Free kick to Sevilla.
I think now Leicester, they've just got to calm things down if they can. It's very, very difficult when you've been playing at this intensity. Who in the middle of the pitch? Drinkwater. Can he get on the ball? Can he just have 3 or 4 passes just to take the sting out of the game? Leicester so far, they've done their job. 15 minutes to half time. We said if they can get to half time at 0-0 with a clean sheet, it would be brilliant. 1-0. Absolutely magnificent for them.
Here's Vitolo on the far side of the field. Taken up now by Nasri in a central position in the Leicester half. Now it goes to the right side. Another good, decent cross in from the right. It's played in towards the goal, and it was tipped over by Schmeichel. It's a corner. I think that fooled Schmeichel initially.
I think there was a little deflection on it. As Mercado went to sort of drive the ball in, I think it just caught Fuchs on the shin, and Schmeichel had to be very, very low. I think it might have gone over.
Again, the corner taken short to Nasri. Nasri back to Escudero. And Escudero's cross into the penalty, beaten away by Leicester City. It's driven forward again by Sevilla. That not very accurate, and it's allowed to bounce by Albrighton behind for a goal kick.
Sampoli down the touchline is absolutely furious. Almost like Sevilla have been sucked into playing the same way as Leicester there, looking for the long ball over the top.
Look at the stride of the Argentine coach in the technical area. Look, left to right, and now he'll spin, he'll go right to left again. Bit anxious, as he's every right to be. I mean, I think Leicester probably deserve to be in front, given their possession. They haven't carried a great deal of threat at goal yet, and we've already seen that Sevilla have threats.
Only their first shot on target, I think, and I'm not sure how intentional It was. I think as it came through that front.
He couldn't have seen it until
No,
the
it
last second.
was swinging a leg and it hit him on the inside of the thigh.
In League One, Chesterfield 2, Peterborough 3, and Swindon 0, Sheffield United 1, and in League 2, Colchester now 2-0 up at home to Mansfield. Here at the King Power Stadium, Leicester City 1, Sevilla 0. Throw into Leicester on the halfway line. Fuchs to take it, and we'll take this scoreline at half-time, wouldn't we? Ideally another Leicester goal, but 1-0 at half-time really will make Sevilla very nervous. Nzonzi heads the ball forward, only finds a blue shirt. Then it's fed by Albright in towards Okazaki. Okazaki tackled, loses out to Iborra, and it's cleared to the halfway line by Sevilla. Then Nasri brings the ball under control. Lovely little dink pass from him, and it's rushing forward now with Vitolo. Vitolo to the right side, and Sarabia back to Nasri. Nasri in the inside right channel. Sweeps it towards Nzonzi. It's going towards Escudero on the left flank. Nzonzi finds Escudero. Back to Nzonzi. They've got everyone bar their goalkeeper inside the Leicester half at the moment, Sevilla. Leicester won't mind if they have possession just over the halfway line as they have now. Just keep them out. Here's Nzonzi. Nzonzi with 3 players to his right. And he just picks out the nearest one. Now it's into Nasri. Nasri now, a couple of yards outside the penalty area, thinking about playing a 1-2. Ball didn't come back to him, but Sarabia has it. Back to Mercado. Mercado's cross. It's a defender. And then a lack of control by Sarabia, and it's behind for the goal kick. Cheers to the Leicester support.
Leicester doing everything right at the moment. But just to be careful not to get sucked too deep, and allow Sevilla to keep passing that ball around the half line, and then they slowly move forward. It's very, very difficult to concentrate for such long periods if you're going to defend the edge of your box.
Brentford have taken the lead at home to Wolves tonight. That's in the Championship, 1-0 for the London side. Vardy volleyed that ball in towards Okazaki. Mistake by Nzonzi. Vardy shoots. Hits the defender. That was a half chance, and Vardy knows it. That was careless from Nzonzi. And now Sevilla still have the ball deep inside their own half. It's with Iborra, their captain. He plays it to the right side, and on it goes to Sarabia. Sarabia infield to Nasri. Nasri holds off one challenge and a second one. Drinkwater's there, and Drinkwater makes an interception, but now it's given away, and it's forward into the penalty. Sarabia chases after it. Fuchs is there. Fuchs plays it back to the goal scorer Morgan, and Morgan clatters it firmly towards this near touchline, where it's headed out of play by Sevilla for a Leicester throw-in.
Fuchs did really well.
Oh, it's a free kick.
Yeah, Jamie Vardy was offside. Fuchs did really well as the ball was played over the top. Sarabia was charging forward into the box, and he just got his body in between him and the ball, and was just able to get that left foot back towards Morgan, who was happily to just hoist it away up pitch.
10 minutes to half time. Leicester lead 1-0 on the night. It's 2-2 the score on aggregate. Leicester with the advantage of the away goal. Ndidi to Mahrez on the far side of the field. Now Mahrez midway inside the Sevilla half, cuts in field, almost squeezed the pass through to Ndidi, intercepted at the end by Sevilla, and now they clear. It's quite an open game now, isn't it?
Yeah, Leicester must not get carried away with trying to go and attack and score another goal and commit too many players forward.
Ben Yedder on the far side of the field to the left of the Leicester penalty area, plays it back, and there was a hard challenge there on Nasri. Referee allowed it to continue without awarding a free kick. Here's Ben Yedder, left edge of the Leicester penalty area, tries to cross, takes a deflection, Schweiger catches.
Leicester don't have an awful lot of experience of playing two-legged football. They now know they're in the box seat, they're in control of this game, but if they go chasing the goal, commit 4, 5, 6 players forward and then give it away, they themselves will get hit on the counter-attack, and Sevilla have plenty of quality going forward.
Nzonzi wins the ball in the air from Schmeichel's clearance. Escudero heads it on, intercepted by Drinkwater, collected by Mahrez. Mahrez squeezes the pass forward. Drinkwater's there. He wildly overhits the cross. That's way beyond Vardy, and it bounces out of play on the near side of the field for a throw into Sevilla. Disappointing. Put in a good position by Mahrez pass. Now Okazaki, after the throw-in, wins it back for Leicester. Plays it into Vardy in the penalty area, surrounded by defenders. Back to Drinkwater. His shot along the ground, straight at the keeper, who throws it out dangerously in the far side of the field. My goodness, Rico looks nervous.
Well, what he's trying to do, he's trying to play the ball out so quickly to try and beat the press. But Leicester, well, they read it, but now indeed he's been caught out.
Vitolo on the far side of the field. He's brought down. A free kick to Sevilla. Referee was only 4 or 5 yards away.
Mahrez chasing back to help out Ndidi. Tackling not really his forte, just dangled a leg really and took out Vitolo.
To no surprise, like all their corners, they take the free kick short. Sevilla. And it's with Nasri. Nasri just taps the ball forward and on it goes by Sarabia to the left side. Are they going to get the ball into the Leicester penalty area? Surely no, they don't. They delay, and then the pass wasn't good enough, intercepted by Okazaki. Leicester should be able to clear this. Simpson clears it, but it rebounds off one of his own players, I think, into a dangerous area. Then Okazaki brings it away for Leicester City. Vardy battles for the ball. Typical Vardy, and he's fouled. That's a free kick.
I mean, it's very, very scrappy at times. It's very, very frantic. But still, Leicester, at the moment, are just managing to get the better of it.
6 minutes to half-time on 5 Live. Leicester 1, Sevilla 0. A Morgan goal. I'm not sure what he knew about it. Does it matter? No.
Not in the slightest. But Sevilla, they won't panic. They are used to this situation. They've played two-legged football far too often. They will just keep playing their normal way. Again, they now know one goal is enough for them.
In League 1, Swindon 0, Sheffield United 2 now. Charlton 1, Bradford 0. Vardy with the ball just outside the Sevilla penalty. Cleverly played back by Drinkwater to Ndidi. Now Albrighton onto Fuchs. More scores in a moment. Fuchs passed Albrighton, wasn't good enough. Intercepted, and then there was a slip by the defender. And more challenges from Leicester players. Win the ball back for the team in blue. Fuchs with a lovely tap inside 2 defenders. Beats a 3rd defender, edge of the penalty area now. Still again for Fuchs, inside the box. He shoots and it takes a deflection almost into the goal, but saved with the goalkeeper.
Deflection took all the sting out of the shot. I mean, it was just bulldozing his way through, wasn't it? It was just bouncing around, bobbling off
bodies. Wasn't a measured
bodies.
run, was it?
No, it wasn't brilliant feet and a great dribble. He just bulldozed his way through, got his shot away, but the deflection took all the sting out of it, and it just popped up into the goalkeeper's arms.
Those League 2 scorelines: Crawley 0, Crewe 1, and Portsmouth 2, Grimsby 0. 1-0 to Leicester here. 5 minutes to go to half-time. The scoreline's just right at the moment. But beware Sevilla scoring a goal themselves tonight. They have possession with Rami on the far side of the field. He hits it crossfield to Mercado. Not Mercado, it's Nasri who dropped into a defensive position. Now it's back with the central defenders for Sevilla. They're patient in their build-up. Nzonzi in the centre circle. Just flicks the ball towards the right side. And now it's Mercado. Up from his central defensive role. Can't beat Albrighton properly. And it's cleared by Fuchs. I think it's gone straight out of play. Yes, it has. It'll be a throw into Sevilla. Nice little volley from the Argentine coach at Sevilla there to his player.
Great touch, wasn't it?
Wasn't it?
Managed to keep that up on the volley.
Throw-in goes from Nasri to Nzonzi. Back to Nasri. He's a third the way inside the Leicester half. Always taking his time, Nasri. Measured involvement in the game. Important involvement in the game for the Spanish side. Back to the captain. And now forward by Iborra. And then it's played towards the right side. That's behind Nzonzi. He'll do well to keep it in play. Oh, he did brilliantly, finding Mercado with a volley pass. Mercado forward to the edge of the penalty area. Tries to cross, rebounds off the defender inside for a throw-in. Great work by Nzonzi.
Yeah, brilliant. Like you, I thought he'd lost it as it sort of went over his shoulder, but those incredibly long legs, able to swivel and play the ball down the line.
Patience from Sevilla. There was a foul on Nzonzi, but Nasri goes forward. Nasri up to the edge of the penalty area, just taps it back to Iborra, the captain. Forward again it goes. And there's lots of movement, good technique from the Sevilla players. That's a lovely pass to the right side to Mercado, just a yard to the right of the penalty area. Back to Nzonzi. I thought he was teeing up the cross. No, he plays it to Mercado again. Swept in low towards the near post, and it was a flick on that hit the defender, Huth, and it's behind for a corner.
Leicester just getting deeper and deeper. They've got to get to half-time. 3 minutes plus injury time to hold out. They're starting to almost being camped on the penalty spot, not even the 18-yard box.
There's a corner taken short again. Then the cross easily caught by Schmeichel. In League One, Oldham 1, Oxford United 0. Now Vardy very isolated up front, mistake by the defender. Oh, the ball just didn't run kindly for Jamie Vardy initially. Now he keeps possession on the far side of the field. Where's the support? Okazaki's in there. Ball played in towards Okazaki. Headed away. Vardy in the volley, right-footed, wide of goal.
I was a little bit surprised that Schmeichel hit that ball very, very early. Maybe should have shown a little bit more experience, but it was Pereira who he bottled it. He saw Vardy coming and he almost jumped out of the way.
He's got them terrified, hasn't he?
Yeah, and he just missed the ball completely and allowed Vardy to run through.
Here's Mercado, right-sided defender for Sevilla. Plays it to Nasri, takes the return pass, and then he finds Rami. And Rami up towards the halfway line to Escudero on the far side of the field. His position hasn't changed much. Into Nzonzi. Back to Rami. And now the captain once more, Iborra, on the halfway line. Playing it back to Pareja. And Nasri takes it out. We've got a minute and a half to go in the first half before added time. Nasri to Nzonzi. Wide to Escudero. Leicester leading 1-0. Don't want to concede now, boys. Escudero gets the cross pulled back. And no, the flag is up. I think the ball may have crossed the goal line before the cross was made, and it's a goal kick to Leicester City.
Minute to go. They've just got to hold on now. They've done incredibly well. Played at such a high tempo early on. Absolutely outstanding. Worked so hard. A little bit fortunate with the goal. Free kick. Jamie Vardy did his best to buy that free kick, that's for sure. But also, Wes Morgan didn't know a lot about it.
Juventus have taken the lead at home to Porto, 1-0, the Italians lead. Now here's a free kick in a good position for Leicester City for a foul on Okazaki.
Maxi Pereira sent off in that as well, Alan, so they're down to 10 men. So you'd probably say Juve 3-0 up, Porto down to 10. I think that's probably game over.
Yep. Juventus are a threat this season. And we've got to say, look, if Leicester can hang on here and get through to the last 8, the opposition will be terrifying.
Well, Leicester have suddenly got all their confidence back. We talked about this beforehand, the last 2 performances. They've got their verve, they're back in their stride, they're playing with that intensity they did last season, and because of that, they can cause anybody a problem.
Now, the free kick is in a pretty similar position to the one that led to the Leicester goal. Mahrez plays it back and the shot driven in, appeals for handball. Oh, it's half time. We didn't get any added time of any significance at all. Mind you, I can't remember any stoppages, but I love this scoreline, 1-0 to Leicester, Denny.
And I think Sam Paoli is saying exactly the same thing. Why is there no extra time? I thought it was a minimum 30 seconds for a goal, wasn't it? But maybe not. But anyhow, who cares? Leicester 1-0 up, Wes Morgan. Fortunate at the far post, but Leicester have worked their socks off.
Let's just wipe out the second half, Mark, and take Leicester into the quarterfinals. Yes, they're making a change in defence. Mariano, who's more accustomed as a right back than Mercado, who replaces Mercado, and Jovetic is on replacing Sarabia. So it's interesting changes. Clearly Jovetic will play up front, presumably in support of Ben Yedder. Sevilla need to score, and if they score, 1 goal might be enough to take them through on aggregate. We'll see. We're underway in the second half. Leicester unchanged at half time. The goalkeeper is Schmeichel, the defence is Simpson, Morgan, the goal scorer Huth and Fuchs. Then we've got Mahrez and Albrighton wide, between them Ndidi and Drinkwater, and then Okazaki in support of Vardy. The revised lineup for Sevilla. The goalkeeper is Rico. That's a mistake by Sevilla. I'll give you the Sevilla team in just a moment. Here's Okazaki. Okazaki taps the ball back to Ndidi, and Ndidi now to Fuchs. Fuchs onto Ndidi again, trying to feed it down the left-hand side. Only finds a white shirt. Sevilla, white shirts, white shorts, red socks. Leicester all in blue. Here is that Sevilla team again. Rico's the goalkeeper. The defence is now Mariano, Pareja and Rami. Then further forward we've got Iborra, the captain, Nzonzi, Escudero, then Vitolo, Nasri, Ben Yedder, and of course Jovetic. Sevilla, have they changed the formation, Danny? Can you see a change in formation for them?
I'm not sure they have. I thought they were going to go to a flat back four.
No, they haven't. It's team three at the back.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit more fluid than what it was. I think they're going to take a little bit more of a gamble. And sometimes they'll just leave two players at the back and Zonzi sort of sitting in between the two centre-halves. And I think they're just sort of going to go for it, really.
Here's Rami playing the ball in the direction of Ben Yedder, headed away by Hoot, out of play. Throw in to Sevilla, who are attacking the end to our left in the second half. And I'm sure that attack they will. But Leicester, if they can prevent the Spanish side scoring, will go through courtesy of the away goal scored by Vardy in Sevilla in the first leg. Now, Sevilla have got the ball in an attacking position down the right-hand side. It came out off a Leicester player. It's going to be a throw into Sevilla. It's thrown back to Nasri. Nasri waits, and Nzonzi's certainly sitting deeper now. Down the right side to Mariano. Mariano again. Now they've got the cross in. I think they will now. It's played in loads of poor cross. Easily cleared out of play by Drinkwater.
But it's a definite change in formation. They have gone to a flat back four, and Zonzi's going to sit deep in that midfield and allow both full-backs to push on.
They're on the attack again, goodness gracious, and that ball was played in low, and Schmeichel almost collided with Hook. Goodness knows what would have happened there if it hadn't gone behind for a corner. Could easily have been an own goal.
Communication breakdown as the ball was fired in across the face of goal. Huth, Schmeichel, no communication. Huth was lucky to slice it out for how to play for a corner.
Unusually they play the corner long. It's not cleared properly by Leicester. Nasri to the right of the penalty area, looking for a 1-2. Is he with Mariano? No, Nasri didn't get the ball back. Plenty of white shirts in attacking position. Vitolo heads the ball down. Nasri flicks it on, hooked away to safety. Temporary safety, that is, for Leicester City. Now Leicester player's gone down at the moment, I think.
Vardy.
I didn't see what happened there.
I think he fell awkwardly. He was just challenging for the ball. Might have just caught his head. Maybe he's playing for a little bit of time.
Yeah, I'm just wondering about that. I don't think the Italian referee is that convinced about Vardy's injury. I think they're saying get on with it. Well, we'll see. Meantime, a couple of Leicester players receiving instructions.
I think he falls awkwardly, look. He falls on his arm.
Yeah. But he was holding his head. Anyway, we're going to get a bounce ball inside the Sevilla half. Barty's back on his feet. Leicester lead by a goal to nil. The aggregate score is 2-2. Vardy's away goal has given Leicester the advantage. That would quickly be negated if Sevilla score a goal themselves here at the King Power Stadium. We've played 4 minutes in the second half. The Spaniards have certainly dominated possession. Here's Nasri to Nzonzi inside the centre circle.
They've almost gone two at the back, Alan.
Yeah.
And they basically said to the fullbacks, you just go and bomb us forward as much as you like, and Nzonzi will just sit in the middle.
Well, most of the time, all they've got to worry about defensively, Sevilla, is Vardy.
They've got such pace. I mean, clearly Sampaoli's thought, well, got to have a little bit of a gamble. But you've got the two centre-halves, and the next deepest player is Nasri at the moment.
Here's Nzonzi to Pareca. Pareca moves forward towards the halfway line, crossing it now to the right of the centre circle. He's allowed to run those 15 yards. Played the ball, and just kept in possession by Sevilla. And that's a foul challenge, surely. No, the referee didn't blow his whistle. Sevilla still have the ball. Nasri sweeps it towards the near side of the field. Escudero's available, and the ball is played to Escudero with room for the cross. Plays it short though to his right to Nasri. Nasri flicks it into the penalty. An attempted flick back to another Sevilla player that was the captain, Iborra. Didn't come off, and it's cleared by Leicester. But already the pattern is set early in the second half. Leicester heavily on the defensive, Sevilla on the attack. Here's Pareca. Pareca with Nasri coming short. Nasri's only a few yards outside his penalty area. But anyway, that's a poor clearance by the defender. Straight to Albrighton. Albrighton surges towards the penalty area, then slips it back. Okazaki's there. Okazaki tries to step to his left to shoot. Didn't come off. Ran into a defender, and it's taken up by Nasri again.
Sevilla now starting to dominate possession, dominate territory. Leicester just starting to get pegged further and further back. Jamie Vardy being isolated up front on his own at the moment.
Too much. Look, there's 30 yards between Okazaki and Vardy. In League One, Swindon 1, Sheffield United 2. It had been 2-0 to the Blades. Goal kick to Leicester City, and Schmeichel's taking his time. The tactics are obvious. I think he's being ticked off by one of the touchline officials there. Anyway, Schmeichel finally takes the goal kick. 7 minutes gone in the second half. It's going to be a long second half the way this is going. Nzonzi heads the goalkeeper's clearance down. And now on by the captain, Iborra, to the right side. A great run forward by Mariano. But Huth anticipated that, got across quickly and puts the ball out of play for a throw-in. Level with the edge of the Leicester penalty area. Throw-in is taken quickly. They're patient. There's no time to waste for Sevilla. Now it's Escudero shot! Oh, hits the crossbar. Schmeichel was beaten. Here's a chance for the follow-on. Oh, high by Ben Yedder. What a brilliant effort by Escudero.
Unbelievable. I mean, sure, Schmeichel a little bit off his line. It wasn't a chip. He was driving that towards the top corner. Schmeichel was beaten, all ends up. Catches the underside of the bar. Unfortunately for Leicester, bounces down a yard out. Goal line technology clearly not needed in that instance. It's the bar and the post, and then bounces out. I mean, what a goal that would have been.
Fantastic shot from Escudero. But it didn't go in, and it's still 1-0 to Leicester. And here's Jamie Vardy. Vardy running forward, throws himself down.
I think he's lucky not to get booked for that.
Well,
that is...
we would be screaming.
I love Jamie Vardy, what he does. His work rate, his effort and everything else. People give Diego Costa an awful lot of grief, the way he throws himself to the floor. That's no different. There's no contact. They're now coming together with Pereira. I mean, he's argued about it and said, but there is just no contact. He throws himself to the floor looking for the foul.
As he did for the free kick that led to the goal.
He actually has a little bit of a kick out at Pereira. I mean, got to be careful, Jamie Vardy.
9 minutes played in the second half. You're listening to 5 Live in the BBC. Here's Okazaki from a good throw-in. Okazaki edge of the D. His shot hit the defender, Rami. Rebound to Mahrez. Mahrez has been very quiet. There's his cross in. Here's a chance. Oh, Brighton! 2-0! Shot in the half volley! And the King Power Stadium erupts in joy. But where was the Spanish defence? Brighton completely unmarked, and he drilled the shot low to the left of the goalkeeper Rico. Advantage Leicester. Leicester 2, Sevilla 0.
Brilliant finish. He had absolutely acres of space inside the 18-yard box. Had a touch off his chest, bounced down, let it bounce, had another touch, and I thought then the chance would be gone. But no, it bounced up again. He waited, picked his spot, drove it right into the corner. Great finish, composed, took his time, didn't panic. But as you said, Sevilla defence absolutely nowhere. Should never have been afforded that sort of time. Goalkeeper had absolutely no chance.
Both Albright's goals this season have been in the Champions League, and now Leicester lead 3-2 on aggregate. So Sevilla have to score to take the game into extra time. One goal will not be enough for them now, unless, of course, heaven forbid, it's all decided on penalties. Score lines from elsewhere in England. In League 2, Doncaster 2, Notts County 1. Portsmouth 4, Grimsby 0. Crawley 0, Crewe 3. And Accrington Stanley 2, Leyton Orient 0. This is the one you're interested in, I know, primarily. Leicester City 2, Sevilla 0. Just when Sevilla looked to be on top in the second half. Now they've got everything to do. It's with Rami to Tareka. Tareka slipped the pass forward, immediately slipped to the right hand side. Here's the captain Iborra, deep. Iborra on the halfway line. Mustn't be caught in possession, and wasn't. He was careful.
I'll tell you what, Alan, here's one for the Football Social. 0500 909 693. All those fans that were absolutely going crazy that Ranieri had been sacked, now how are they feeling?
Well, good run forward by Simpson. Bodies through the middle. He looks for him, Simpson. Body goes down again, and he doesn't get a free kick again. And I'm telling you this, the referee isn't doing his job correctly. Body should be booked.
I mean, Vardy's looking for that again. And we watched the game last night, and, and Costa gets absolutely slaughtered for doing similar sort of things. Both great players in their own right, both cause awful lot of problems, but that's the side of the game we do not want to see.
Well, there's a feeling in England that it's all the foreigners' fault. They're the ones that do this. No, sorry, we've as many English players who dive as there are foreign players who dive in the English Premier League. 2-0 to Leicester. Sevilla on the attack again. This game isn't finished. Here's Nasri. Nasri just taps it to Nzonzi. Every Sevilla player, bar their goalkeeper, is inside the Leicester half. It's cleared by Leicester. Vardy chases after it. This time the defender didn't make a mistake. Rami with a firm back pass to his goalkeeper Rico. Right to Pareca. How many minutes to go? 33 minutes. This is going to be slow. League 1. Swindon 2, Sheffield United 2. United were 2-0 up there. It's Gillingham 0, Bolton 4. Bury 1, Bristol Rovers 0, and Chesterfield and Peterborough now 3-3. Drinkwater goes down and gets the free kick. Ironic cheers from the Leicester fans, but to be honest, they should be thankful that the referee has looked leniently on other Leicester players, particularly Jamie Vardy, who have dived throughout this game. Free kick to be taken by Fuchs. And I'm not sure, that was a foul by Nasri and Drinkwater. Not sure of that at all. So Fuchs with a free kick. Morgan staying back. Huth is also staying around the centre circle. The free kick was played to the right side and went straight out of play, and it will be a throw into Sevilla. And they're slow to get the ball back. The young boys on the touchline. Finally, it will be a throw into Sevilla. Taken by Escudero. You think back to his shot. So close to being 1-1. And now it's 2-0 Leicester.
And it was fractions of an inch away, wasn't it? Underside of the bar, hit the post as well, and then bounced out. Unbelievable effort.
Now the referee is given a throw in. It's a yellow card. A yellow card to Vitolo.
Yeah, dissent, that is. He's thrown his arm towards the referee, and he's having none of that.
Frustration from Sevilla. The throw-in is taken. Goes to Okazaki. The referee's decided that the throw-in should be taken 2-3 inches behind where it was taken from. No,
well, it should be
exaggerating.
Should be a foul throw, though.
Yes.
It should go to the opposition, technically. No, this is not under 8s football, is it? You can make it a second chance.
No, it's not. It's not trying to encourage young boys just to play the game correctly. Fuchs still hasn't taken the throw-in, and he's moved forward to where he was in the first place. Anyway, it wasn't the greatest of throws. And it's cleared, initially cleared by Sevilla, taken up by Ndidi. Drinkwater picks it up too, finds Albrighton inside left channel, gets somehow past one defender and a second but not the third, and it's cleared by Iborra to the far side of the field. Now Sevilla, they have to score to just continue the game into extra time if Leicester don't score again. We do have that possibility. We played a third of the second half. There are 30 minutes to go here at the King Power Stadium. You're listening to 5 Live. Nasri into Nzonzi. Nasri's available again. Initially he was ignored, but it's played back to Nasri now. So much of Sevilla's football is at very slow pace, sometimes at walking pace when it's with Nasri. Now it's on the far side of the field with Mariano. He's not really acting as a right back, he's a right winger for most of the time in this second period since he came on at the interval. Nzonzi to the right, and on it goes, and back again to Nasri. Nasri finds Mariano. Mariano a yard in from the right touchline to Nasri. Nasri steps behind and away from the Leicester player, flicks it forward to Vitolo, who's just been booked. We're going to have a change for Leicester City shortly. Slimani's coming on. Escudero on the left, crosses into the penalty area, headed away by Ndidi, flicked on by Okazaki. Vardy jumps, manages to knock the ball into the Sevilla half, and he chases after it as Rami plays it back to the goalkeeper Rico.
The Okazaki that's coming off as well. So it'll be an interesting change, whether Leicester are going to go 2 up top, because Okazaki does an awful lot of work in that number 10 role.
That's a great ball to the left side, and it's collected just on the edge of the penalty area by Sevilla. It was the substitute who collected it. Jovetic plays it to the far side of the field. That's in Sevilla right now. Mariano plays it into the penalty area. Now, they're still trying to work their way towards goal. They've got at least a corner, Sevilla.
Well, Sevilla, they won't change the way that they play. They will keep passing the ball, slow, patient build-up, probing, constantly looking for that little ball into the box, try and move those Leicester defenders around and create an opportunity.
28 minutes to go here in 5 Live. Leicester lead Sevilla 2-0. They need 3-2 in aggregate to the English champions. There's the corner for the Spanish side, headed away by Leicester. Collected again, just to the right of the penalty area. Tap forward, inviting the cross. There it goes. Volley clear by Ndidi this time. Leicester have got everybody back defending. Not surprising, really, I suppose. You know, before the game, I certainly had many doubts that Leicester could do this tonight. But they've got themselves into a winning position now. The last state of the Champions League beckons for the champions of the Premier League. Scorelines elsewhere. League 1, Scunthorpe 1, Rochdale 1. Deep cross into the Leicester penalty area. Just kept in play, but to no great effect. It's running out of play for a throw-in on the far side to Leicester. It's Swindon 2, Sheffield United 3 now. They were 2-0 up, Sheffield United. Then it's 2-2 now. They lead 3-2. And in League 2, Exeter 2, Cheltenham 0. Are you surprised at this? I am.
Yeah,
I think Okazaki's been really good.
He worked so hard, and we're only 60 minutes in. He can quite easily do more than that. He's unbelievably fit. I'm not quite sure where Slimani's going to play.
No. Let's get an update from Fulham. Simon Mann.
An hour played. It's still Fulham 1, Blackburn 0. Sonny Luca just before half-time. Elliot Bennett's had a couple of chances for Blackburn in the second half, who have not given up, not by any means. Fulham 1, Blackburn 0.
Thank you very much indeed. Now, is Vardy going to drop back?
No, he's gone very attacking. He's gone Slimani down the middle. I think it's going to go Vardy on the left-hand side and Mahrez on the right.
Well, maybe that's to take advantage of the fact that Mariano is supposedly the right-sided defender.
I mean,
isn't playing in defence.
It's a very attacking change. It will cause Sevilla problems as long as those two don't end up as wing-backs.
Right, Escudero. Back to Rami inside the Sevilla half. 26 minutes left for play here on 5 Live. 26 minutes for Leicester to make sure Sevilla don't score. Or ideally for Leicester to score a third goal. That would surely put them out of sight. It's played forward by Simpson. Took a deflection. Out of play it goes for a throw-in. But not before the ball had crossed the line, it seems, because it's going to be a throw for Sevilla. Escudero to take it.
Leicester tactics. Long throw into the box by the looks of it.
That's how it looks. Everything in the first half was played short. Free kick, corner kicks. Here's the long throw by Escudero towards the near post. A header on. Easy catch for Schmeichel to make. And as is typical in such terms, in such circumstances, Schmeichel gathers the ball easily and then throws himself forward. Wastes another few seconds. Schmeichel clears. Driven towards Mahrez. Mahrez jumps, but jumped too soon and the ball cleared his head. Should be cleared easily by Sevilla. Still in play on the far side of the field. Good run there, of course. Good challenge by Vardy, heading it out of play. In League 2, Exeter 3, Cheltenham 0, and up to League 1. Get this, AFC Wimbledon 1, MK Dons 0. Two clubs that just love each other. Slimani was there. Slimani didn't get on the end of that pass. And now Sevilla. Lots of white shirts chasing forward, lack of control on the far side of the field. Might stay in play though. It does. To Sevilla's advantage. And then Fuchs gets in a second challenge and the ball's out of play. Fuchs, they call. He wins the throw-in. That's just what the Leicester fans want.
But they've just got to stay a bit more composed. Some of the defender at the moment from Leicester is just a little bit frantic at times. They're in control. Keep calm. Don't take any risks.
Don't forget tomorrow night, 5 Live comes from Monaco. Manchester City lead after the first leg by 5 goals to 3. That game isn't won yet. That tie isn't won yet. Leicester a free kick. and Schmeichel comes out slowly from his penalty area to take it. It's the length of the penalty area away from his penalty area. On the Leicester left, he drives it right-footed, high towards Slimani. Slimani beaten in the air by Rami. Ball falls to who's it here? Let's say Jovetic. Jovetic runs in field, runs into blue shirts. The blue shirts win the ball. Vardy does brilliantly. Vardy helped out by Slimani. Slimani again in there. Vardy edge of the penalty area. Vardy just plays it to his right to Mahrez. Mahrez crosses it low toward the far post. Only first time. Vardy shoots wide. That could have been 3-0.
Got to hit the target from there. I mean, Leicester, their pressure to win the ball back high up the pitch is brilliant. Comes out to Vardy, 12 yards. Okay, it's on his slightly weaker side on his left foot, but he swings erratically and misses the target by 6 or 7 yards in the end.
I was ready to acclaim the goal. It was a great opportunity, but it wasn't taken. Mariano now crosses to the right side from Sevilla, cleared by Morgan. He scored Leicester's first goal, added to by Albright. The clearance finds Mariano again on the far side of the field. He wins a throw in for the Spanish side. Here's a final change for Sevilla. Correa, who scored one of the goals in the first leg, and he's going to replace. Who's he replacing?
Ben Yedder.
Right, Ben Yedder. Well, that should mean that Jovetic plays through the middle properly now.
Well, I think now what was it? Just over 25 minutes to go. I think they're just going to have to go for it. They're going to throw everything at Leicester. They've really got nothing to lose. They've got to get a goal. They haven't really tested Schmeichel. Apart from that one long shot that was very unfortunate. Schmeichel's
oh goodness. The ball played towards the far post and it's knocked behind by Danny Simpson. Corner to Sevilla.
I mean, the defending is a little bit frantic at times. But in all fairness, Schmeichel hasn't really had a save to make.
Well, the early one. The early one. It was early minutes of the game.
I mean, this second half.
And the second half,
when they've had to come and win when now Sevilla have to come out and try and score.
Corner to Sevilla. Awful corner. He mishit it completely. Cleared initially by Leicester. And they might get another chance here. Slimani, if he can win the ball. No, he can't. It's Mariano, who loves the ball forward. Comes off the head of a defender, Huth. Fell kindly to a blue shirt. Cleared by Leicester. And then the Sevilla player just jumped into the Leicester player, but ridiculously the referee's given the free kick to Sevilla.
Just trying to see it again.
He just ran into Slimani.
Yeah, Slimani's got his arms up jumping. Vitolo jumps as well, and they clash, nothing more than that.
Free kick to Sevilla. 21 minutes to go plus added time. Swung in by Nasri. High into the penalty area. Lots of tall Sevilla players jumping for the ball. Leicester defend it well. Headed away by Fuchs. Drops to Nasri. Nasri thought he had a chance of a shot. It was blocked by Jamie Vardy. Goodness, Vardy's given everything tonight. Some of it illegal, I've got to say. But in terms of effort, phenomenal. Now, it's played away by Drinkwater to Mahrez. Vardy's on the far side of the field. Slimani's through the middle. Mahrez just jinks inside Rami's challenge. Plays it to Slimani. Back to Mahrez. Vardy waits. Is the ball going to... Oh, terrible pass from Mahrez. Wasted opportunity. Sevilla come forward again. 20 minutes left for play. How much better they'll feel if they can get a goal. Then we might need extra time. Flags dead down. They might have been offside. Not given. The assistant was well positioned. The ball pulled back, but I think the attacking player was pulled back in the same instant and he put it behind, not for a corner off the defender, but behind for a straight goal kick to Schmeichel.
Well, I think this is going to go right to the wire.
League 1, Oldham 1, Oxford 1, Northampton 1, for Vale 0. I just said Vale, had to think there for a minute. And League 2, Morecambe 0, Newport 1.
There's only one Vale, you know, Alan.
I know there's only one Vale, but you know...
So there's only one Villa.
I'm trying to concentrate on... Is there only one Villa? I thought there were millions of them all over the world. There's certainly a David Villa who's playing in the MLS at the moment. He's quite a good Villa. Sevilla in possession. Mariano. Well, he's not a defender in the second half. He's all over the place. He started in the right wing. Now he's in the centre of the midfield. Lots of Sevilla players in forward positions. They've got to be. They have to score a goal to stay in the Champions League on the night. Here's the cross into the Leicester penalty area. Diving header clear by Huth. Runs to Nzonzi. Nzonzi just taps it forward. And now Nasri again on the right side for Sevilla. Shaped himself to cross. Didn't cross. Turns it onto his left foot. Plays it in low into the penalty area. Little push there by Huth. Helped out, and Morgan slashes the ball away into the crowd on the far side. Throw into Sevilla. Thrown to Nasri. And now it's back to Vitolo. And Nzonzi inside the centre circle. We know how it's going to go over these last minutes. It's going to be non-stop attacking play by Sevilla, and hopefully Leicester on the counter-attack, a meaningful counter-attack. Played to the right side. Mariano jumps. Did well. Headed the ball in play, and he gets the return pass. Mariano approaching the Leicester penalty area. Back to Nasri. Nasri shaped himself to shoot left-footed. Changed his mind. He's still running with the ball, Nasri. Nasri plays it to Escudero. Back to Nzonzi. Onto Mariano on the far side of the field. Mariano declines to cross. Instead it's back to Vitolo, just on the edge of the penalty area. Tapped into the penalty area. Here's an opportunity. Ball slashed at goal. Punched away by Schmeichel. Collected by Nasri. Left of the D of the penalty area. There's the cross into the box. Indeed, he heads it away. Vitolo collects. Pressure on Leicester is intense. Now Mariano into the penalty area. Lovely pass back from the fullback. So many white shirts inside that Leicester penalty area. All Barcelona back defending for Leicester. Mariano again. Back to Vitolo. Onto his left foot. Onto his right foot. Ball's in the penalty area. Slips it to the right to Mariano. Again, they declined to cross it first time. They're waiting for the correct cross, they think. Leicester will be happy. Now it's with Nasri again. Come on, Leicester, shout the fans of the King Power Stadium. What was there? Nasri was involved, the referee seen it. What's going to happen here?
I mean, it's embarrassing again.
Well, I tell you what.
Nasri and Vardy are absolutely pathetic, and the referee books them both.
Nasri's going to be sent off. Nasri sent off. Vardy booked. He could have been booked on 3 other occasions in this game, Jamie Vardy. But really, Nasri knows. Nasri talking to Vardy, and well, that's awful, actually. I don't know who started it. We'll have to wait.
Vardy comes in and just gives Nasri a little nudge. Nasri then turns and says something to him. They square up to each other. They put heads together, and Vardy falls over backwards. I mean, it's pathetic from both of them, to be honest. It really is. It's really, really poor.
Well, Nasri is definitively shown a second yellow card, and he's red carded. He's still being persuaded by his colleagues to leave the pitch. He's an experienced international. What is he thinking? You're sent off, son. Time's running out. Get off the pitch.
If you have a look now, look, Vardy gives him a little push. Nasri then squares up. They put their heads together.
Yeah. And then Vardy threw his head back.
Vardy, they both put their heads together. And Vardy
awful.
goes down like he's been hit by David A.
That is awful. From Jamie Vardy. I mean, Nasri had no right putting his head towards Vardy's head. They touched.
They both did it.
Yes,
they both did
touched.
it. And
really,
therefore, you have to say that maybe a yellow card for both is probably right. But Vardy's reaction, I have to say, is ridiculous.
Tasteless, some of the play from Jamie Vardy tonight. Much though we admire his contribution to Leicester's performance, he's been booked, just to emphasise, as Nasri was booked. But Sevilla now down to 10 men, and we've got a quarter of an hour to go here.
He's been no better than Costa was last night, in all honesty. He does brilliant things. He's an absolute pest. He works his socks off, causes problems for everybody. And then there's that side of it, you go, you don't need to do that. You're good enough without doing that.
I don't see Harry Kane doing that kind of thing. I really don't. And I believe that Vardy's a phenomenal player, but there are sides to his game that are unacceptable. But Leicester now surely in command. They've got a man advantage. They're 2-0 ahead on the night, 3-2 ahead on aggregate. Sevilla have to score. Their backs are really up against the wall. Vitolo to Mariano on the far side of the field. Mariano, left-footed cross, weak cross, swept away by Mahrez. Slimani knocks it back. Here's Vardy. He's tackled by Mariano.
Vardy's got to be careful, you know. I mean, he's so pumped up, full of adrenaline at the moment. One more half bad challenge or silly dive, and he's going to get himself sent off as well.
Maris runs forward, but he's submerged by white shirts, and Nzonzi collects it. Nzonzi plays it to Correa. Back it goes to Escudero. And now it's with Pareja, crossing the halfway line, right of the centre circle. Don't forget the football social coming up. 0500 909 693. You want to put calls into Danny, into Mark. Scorelines from elsewhere. There are a lot of scorelines elsewhere tonight. League 1, Bury 2, Bristol Rovers 0. Wimbledon 2, MK Dons 0. In League 2, Cambridge 0, Hartlepool 1. Wycombe 1, Plymouth 1. And in League 1, Oldham 2, Oxford United 1. Free kick to Sevilla. Mariano to take it. They've got 13 minutes to score a goal that would take the game into extra time. Mariano drills it in, and it's headed on, but headed behind. Goal kick, wasted free kick.
I mean, apart from one or two occasions where I think it was Correa slipped a little bit, ball in behind for Jovetic, and then the opposite way round, Schmeichel made that save. They haven't really been able to create anything in and around the box. We've just seen again on the monitors. I mean, Vardy pushes Nasri, they put their heads together.
I mean, there was a push initially by Vardy, then Nasri went in, glaring at Vardy. They touched heads, and Vardy reacted cheaply.
He's no better than Diego Costa and his antics last night, and I admire them both for what they do, but sometimes
here's Correa.
It's the other stuff.
Correa feeds the ball through. Here's a great chance, and then Schmeichel, as he pulled the player down, he has. It's a penalty to Sevilla.
Right, there'll be a huge argument about this, Alan, because Vitolo's gone. The ball's going to get nowhere near the goal. He dinks it over him. Schmeichel's momentum takes him out, but it's a foul. First and foremost, it's a foul. It doesn't matter where the ball goes. Schmeichel's momentum careers into Vitolo, and it takes him out. So therefore, it's a foul.
This game ain't over. Penalty kick to Sevilla. Vitolo brought down. And who's going to take the
Nzonzi.
Nzonzi. Goodness gracious.
Side foot. Doesn't often put an awful lot of power in his penalties. Schmeichel guesses right. He's got a good chance of saving this.
How many minutes left? 11 minutes of the 90 to go. Plus, I would think, significant added time. Instruction to Nzonzi.
Do you know what, Anna? He often he tries to sit the goalkeeper down a lot of time. Waits for the goalkeeper to move. Schmeichel's not a bad penalty save in this situation.
He saved one in the first leg, Schmeichel. Can he save a second one in the second leg? Here comes Nzonzi. Right-footed. Schmeichel saves! Would you believe it? You guessed it right.
But I mean, Kasper's not daft. He would have done his homework. He would have looked at 4 or 5 players who the possible penalty takers are. And yes, they're there. Nzonzi always goes side-footed, never puts an awful lot of pace behind it, and that's exactly what he does. So if Schmeichel goes the right way, he saves it. It's a poor penalty. It's nowhere near the corner. I have to say, it's a good save in the end, but he doesn't have
not that difficult.
He doesn't have to fling himself. That's a poor penalty from Nzonzi. Really is poor.
What an opportunity wasted. And Peter Schmeichel, sitting in the crowd here, loves it. And now Leicester on the attack again. Slimani, oh, he's offside. He's offside. It wouldn't have counted.
Yeah, he's a long way offside.
What a moment that was. Penalty conceded, penalty saved. Leicester still in command against 10 men. 10 minutes to go. Here's Escudero. Escudero on the left side, moving into a central position. Finds Mariano. Mariano on. Players in attacking positions, as you'd expect from Sevilla. Oh, it took the assistant a long while to react to that. And it's going to be a free kick. Yeah, a free kick to Sevilla. Sevilla players are complaining to the referee about something, about Fuchs' challenge.
I think they wanted Fuchs booked for that.
Right. I'm getting very nervous here. League 1, Northampton 1, Port Vale 1. Bury 3, Bristol Rovers 0. And it was definitely Port Vale, not the other Vale you might be thinking about. whatever I was thinking about. Free kick to Sevilla, a yard in from the far touchline. They're right. It's going to be played in left-footed. There's still threat to Leicester, even if they have the man advantage as after Nasri was sent off. Here comes the free kick, hit low, terrible free kick, knocked away by Drinkwater. It's going behind for a corner, even though Fuchs, knowing it was a corner, just slashed it as far away from the penalty area as possible. It's not a throw in, it's a corner. Even the Sevilla players seem to be fooled by that. But it is a corner. Sanfioli, the Argentine coach, he can barely look now at the pitch. Here it comes, in towards the near post, defended well, headed back in there by Sevilla. Nzonzi had an opportunity to head it goalward, cleared by Leicester again. Then they lose possession once more. Goodness, that's a heavy challenge that by Ndidi. But the tackle on him was the foul one. There's a penalty at Fulham. Simon.
We've just had it. Craig Conway has equalised for Blackburn. I think they deserved it in the second half. Emner's brought down Conway with a penalty. It's Fulham 1, Blackburn 1.
Commentary on Sports Extra in that game. I'm not expecting too many of you to leave this one. Not in this situation. Now, Sanfioli, I think he's been ushered to the stand.
Yeah, he's been sent to the stand.
He's been sent off again. Well, he wasn't allowed on the touchline for the first leg, and now, with 8 minutes to go, he's been sent to the stands in the second leg.
Must be something he said to the fourth official.
Must have been. He drew a he's a little angry. He's very frustrated, that's for sure. So Leicester.
Well, it's come down to penalties, isn't it? Kasper Schmeichel saved 2 penalties. That's been the difference, really. You know, absolutely huge saves that they are in terms of Leicester's season. But again, I implore people to phone in to the Football Social, 0500 909 693, text us as well. All those that absolutely slaughtered the owners for sacking Ranieri, now how do you feel? Won 2 games since, looking to win a third and progress in the Champions League. Everyone said it was wrong, it should never happen. Well, clearly it was the right decision.
Well, Craig Shakespeare is still able to stand in the technical area for his team. Now there's a yellow card. Well, is that for the challenge on the ball by Drinkwater? Yes, I think Drinkwater's been booked. It's a free kick to Sevilla, who've had 73% possession in the second half. 6 and a bit minutes to go. Then added time. The free kick is in the centre circle. For the moment, the Sevilla fans are quiet. They thought they had salvation with a penalty kick, which wasn't converted by Nzonzi. Now they've got a throw in their side on the far side of the field, 6 yards from the corner flag.
The shocking penalty as well. I mean, sometimes you go for pace. If you hit the target with pace, you've got a great chance of scoring.
Mariano throws the ball into the penalty area. It was a poor throw though, easily cleared by Leicester. Foul on Slimani and a free kick to Leicester. And these constant interruptions of play suit the English team. No rush to take it, boys. Schmeichel out of his penalty area. He'll tee it up beautifully. Just move that extra blade of grass. Make sure your boot is clean. Step back a few yards.
Let's assume Leicester go through now. What is it, 5 minutes plus injury time to go? Come on, Leicester fans, who do you want? You must now want a Barcelona. Or Bayern Munich on. Well, Bayern Munich, somebody like that. They want that really big team. Juventus. They deserve that huge, memorable Champions League day out, don't they? They did fantastically in the group stages. Sevilla isn't the biggest tie on the planet. Now I think they've earned that right to play one of Europe's elite.
Throwing goes to... Oh, it's a header by Vardy! Goodness gracious, just palmed away by Rico, who knew little about it. The throw-in was brilliant. It went to Albrighton, who volleyed the cross in towards Vardy, and I thought it was another goal for Leicester City.
He got very, very lucky, the goalkeeper. He's already thinking, because the header was really soft, he's thinking, I'm going to catch this and throw it out. Takes his eye off the ball, and luckily diverts it about 2 feet past the post. A lucky goalkeeper.
Corner to Leicester. Mahrez to take it from the right side, played in left-footed. in towards that nervous goalkeeper, defended well though by his defence, and now they're on the counter-attack, Sevilla, but that breaks down, and there's a lack of control by Correa, and it's cleared out of play by Leicester on the far side of the field. Throw in to Sevilla, 4 minutes to go, and then we'll have added time. Leicester lead 2-0 on the night. They're 3-2 ahead on aggregate. Here's Nzonzi, who hit that wretched penalty for Sevilla, easily saved by Schmeichel. It's now down the left side, crossed by Jovetic into the penalty. No, is that a handball? Goodness gracious, Huth sort of waved his arm at that. Nobody appealed. The referee certainly didn't give a penalty kick, but here's Mahrez now on the counter-attack for Leicester. Slimani's ahead of him, into the penalty area. Slimani, good save this time by Rico.
Great goalkeeping that time. I mean, it's now going to be end-to-end. Leicester, come on, you've got to see the game out. Get back. They've got 3 players stranded up the pitch. Get back, get your shape, launch it downfield, let Vardy chase it if you have to. Just defend for your lives this next 5 or so minutes.
Iborra's the furthest player forward for Sevilla. The cross was aimed at Iborra, headed away by Leicester, headed away by Albrighton, but into Sevilla's possession once more. Escudero with the cross into the penalty. Nzonzi heads it on. Morgan heads it away. Nzonzi heads it down. Sevilla still in a dangerous position. Mariano crosses on the right. And again a brave header by Albrighton. Good control on the edge of the penalty here by the Sevilla player, but he can't work his way through to get a shot on goal. And now it's a counter-attack. Mahrez over the penalty area. Vardy to his right. Mahrez is still going. Mahrez chipped into Vardy. Is this it? Oh, it's over the crossbar. My word. Jamie, you could have finished all our nerves there. Just knock it in.
Well, I really hope that Sevilla don't go up the other end and score now. I mean, that's an incredible miss from Jamie Vardy. I mean, unbelievable. Mahrez is 2-on-1. Mahrez is clear. I don't know why he just doesn't keep going for goal. He decides to slip in Vardy, has a touch, and he blazes it. Probably 4 times higher than the goal. That's a really poor finish. He punched himself afterwards. He knows he could have killed the game off.
We're going to change for Leicester. And Marty's coming on for Albrighton, is it? What's going on?
No, change of plan.
Change
Mahrez.
of substitute. It's Mahrez who's coming off. And a Marty coming on. Now, there's a call at Fulham. Simon.
Fulham have taken the lead with 5 minutes left. Crossing from the right and a brilliant finish by Syriac, the substitute, rifling the ball in from inside the penalty over his right foot. Fulham 2, Blackburn 1.
I hope that wasn't deliberate time wasting, because definitely Albrighton was numbered to come off, to be changed. And then the number changed and the 4th official's board, and Mahrez has taken such an age to get off the pitch, he's been booked by the referee.
And you don't need to pick up silly bookings in the Champions League, because you get another one, you miss the next game. That's the last thing that Leicester need.
Accrington Stanley 4, Leyton Orient 0.
It's going to be 4 minutes of added time when we get to that in about a minute's time.
Well spotted. We're in the 90th minute of the game now. Sevilla can still take it into extra time if they score. They had that chance to score over the penalty. It wasn't so much saved by Schmeichel, it was missed by Nzonzi. They're on the attack again. Indeed, he heads it away. Headed back in there by Mariano. And now it's volleyed clear. Well upfield towards the centre circle. Not properly controlled. Vardy picks it up for Leicester City. He's got Albrighton free down the left side. Couldn't pick him out with a pass. Ball's on the halfway line. The 4th official will presumably get this number right.
Bit of composure from Leicester. Keep the ball. So they're just firing it back. They're smashing it up the pitch and they're giving it back to Sevilla.
4 minutes confirmed.
They just need
added time margin.
They need drink water. They need somebody in the middle of the park to just put their foot on the ball, get a few passes and just kill the tempo of the game.
Wolves have equalised at Brentford in the Championship. It's now 1-1. 2-0 Leicester lead. 3-2 in aggregate. That'll be enough. But here's Nzonzi inside the Leicester penalty area. Second attempt at a header. Headed away by Leicester. Brought down by Escudero. Flicked towards the left side. And it's Rami up from defence. His cross into the penalty area. It's bouncing behind. Is it for a goal kick? It is a goal kick. And this will take a while for Leicester to take.
You can see Schmeichel getting him booked here for time wasting. I mean, he will try and take an age. He'll come all the way across to this side of the penalty box, I expect. No, he hasn't. I mean, Leicester, they've just got to hang in there. They've got to get through this next
3 minutes.
3 minutes or so.
Well, they're all on their feet now, the Leicester fans, all around the King Power Stadium. Every single seat is vacant as the fans of Leicester City stand up. They couldn't believe what happened last season when the team won the Premier League title. Can they meet the last 8 of the Champions League? Schmeichel out of his penalty area to meet the ball before Botello and hit it into the crowd, into the Sevilla fans. There'll be no danger of them holding on to the ball.
Wasn't it Chelsea that sacked their manager during the Champions League and then turned it round and then went on to win it?
Throw into Sevilla, level with the front edge of the Leicester penalty area. 2.5 minutes of added time remaining. There it goes. Nzonzi's in there. Didn't make much of an effort. Then there's a shot driven over by Correa. He should have got that on target.
Yeah, didn't get his chest over the ball, was leaning back, sat up beautifully for him. Popped up just about waist height. Got completely underneath it.
It was Correa's penalty that was saved in the first leg. He did score that night. Wolves have now taken a 2-1 lead at Brentford, having trailed in most of that game in the Championship. And in League One, it's Northampton 2, Port Vale 1. Sevilla play the ball forward again, hoping for a break. Needs to be cleared by Simpson. Is cleared by Simpson, albeit out of play. Close to the halfway line. A minute and a half of added time remaining here in 5 Live. It's been a dramatic evening. We anticipated this. I'm not sure how many truly believed that Leicester were going to win and go through to the last 8. That's how it is at the moment. Sevilla haven't given up hope of extra time yet. Vardy deep in defence.
That's the thing, even if Sevilla score, it's only extra time. It's not like Leicester going out, is it?
So 30 minutes.
Yeah, no massive panic for Leicester.
Nzonzi plays it forward. A header on the edge of the penalty area. Drops to Correa. Correa on his left foot. Pulls the cross in. Takes a deflection. That's gone behind, I think, for a corner. It is. Corner to Sevilla.
Minute left. This really could be last chance. This is where you need Kasper Schmeichel. If this is floated up, come and grab this ball. Take all the pressure off your team. Goalkeeper's coming up from the back.
Yeah, Rico's come up from his normal position as goalkeeper. Escudero plays it in left footed towards Rico. Headed away by Slimani. Mariano collects it. Mariano chips it forward. Headed away by Ndidi. Here's Slimani again. He did well, Slimani, just to win the ball. Plays it towards Amartey. Amartey's beaten in the challenge. Knocked forward by Sevilla again. They've still got seconds. Seconds remain. Can they score? Can they take Leicester into extra time? Or Leicester going through? Cross into the penalty area. Headed away by Drinkwater. Lack of control by the Sevilla player. Run away by Leicester City. They're on the counter-attack here.
Go to the corner. Just go to the corner.
Brighton has the ball.
Don't cross it, whatever you do.
Brighton
go to the
just
corner.
needs to hold on, and the referee blows his whistle. Exactly on 4 minutes of added time. And Leicester City, remarkably, the champions of England last season, remarkably this season, through to the last 8 of the Champions League.
What an unbelievable turnaround. We saw it. What a difference that Vardy goal has made. Incredible. At that stage, you're thinking 2-0, no chance. Leicester, that's it, season over. Ranieri gets sacked to win the next 2 games and win this game in the Champions League, and suddenly the whole season is changing around for Leicester.
Well, they're in a massive huddle in the centre circle at the moment, the Leicester players. Sevilla's contingent absolutely devastated, and who knows what would have happened if Nzonzi had scored with that penalty kick. Nasri was already off the pitch, of course, down to 10 men, deeply disadvantaged Sevilla, but they had so much possession in the second half they couldn't conjure up a goal that would demand extra time, and it's ended Leicester 2, Sevilla 0. Leicester go through 3-2 on aggregate.